The Cotswolds 200, which you rode very recently, didn't you, Steve? In fact, last weekend.
Last weekend, and I should be praised for being able to get out here and actually speak, because I'm still, in a certain amount of sleep debt, and I'm tired physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Steve, you look like that all the time, though.
I do, actually. Yeah, it's this sort of, I've got this sort of bags under the eyes look I've been rocking for the last 5 years. It was a tough paper round, what can I say? Hi, welcome to Going Along with Cycling Weekly, the cycling podcast about all things ultra, bikepacking and adventure riding. My name's Steve Shrubsall, and today I am here with my brother James. Hi, James.
Hey, Steve.
And Dan Baines, who is the art editor of Cycling Weekly magazine.
Hi, Steve.
Dan, what have you been up to? Anything of any note, my friend?
I had a little adventure in the North York Moors on the way back from a wedding in Newcastle, actually. It was very nice to sort of do one of the new Cycling UK routes, which was the Hambleton Horizons. I actually took my mountain bike, which I think was, for me, was the right choice. It was lovely part of the world, getting up on the moors.
They're quite short, aren't they? They're not actual, they're not like the other Cycle UK routes that are sort of epic distances.
No.
Quite short.
Yeah, there's three. There's the Hambleton Horizons, which is the longest, and that's 50 kilometres. And then there's a couple of quite kind of shorter ones. And I thought I might just do all three if there's time, just straight after each other, but there wasn't in the end. But yeah, I did the Hambleton Horizons.
And whereabouts is that exactly?
It's not far from Pickering.
Oh, right. Okay. That's actually where, so Dolby.
In Thirsk. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it sort of runs west of the moors. But it's fairly sort of flat-ish. There is some climbing. There's one big nasty climbing, I suppose, but apart from that, yeah, it was a nice afternoon out, actually.
So what have they been spec for? Just sort of like single day rides featuring like natural beauty, or what?
Yeah.
How have they been plotted?
Yeah, I think so. There's a longer one which I did, and then there's the shorter ones. They all start from Sutton Bank Visitor Centre, which is really well stocked, great parking, very easy to sort of get there. And yeah, they're very well marked as well, so you can't really get lost. But yeah, a great way in, I think, or just, if you've got a couple of hours or an afternoon, I think great. And as I say, if you did have the time, you could just do the other two routes as well, because there's 3 routes.
If you're a madman or woman,
Yeah.
or person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you actually have to climb Sutton Bank? Because that's actually quite a famous climb in the road, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I didn't. You start off at the top and you head north from there.
You stay at the top.
Yeah. Although I camped on the afterwards, and at the bottom.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's at the bottom of Sutton Bank. So yeah, I did see it.
So you went up to the wedding in Newcastle, did all that bit, started driving home.
Yeah.
Rode.
Yeah.
Camped.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't realise you did.
Yeah. Stayed over.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was all right, but I lost my fork, and so I was just basically squeezing sort of like food out of packets into my mouth. But it was, nobody was there to see it, so I was all.
So whereabouts did you camp? Was it like wild camping?
No, it wasn't wild.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was just it was a £20 thing. Didn't even see the owner, just turn up.
Right.
There's a gate opening in the field. You just find your pitch and you just set up and go. Really,
Okay. Cool. So yeah, Dad.
I've got to say, the loss of the fork and squeezing food into your mouth sounds something like, what would happen on one of your long rides, to be honest, Steve. But,
Hey, stop casting aspersions as to my character.
well, I'm sure you do take a second fork on occasion.
Always. I'm never without a second fork.
Or a spork, even.
Yeah. Oh, sporks, they're great. Yeah, worth their weight in plastic. James, you've been globe-trotting. Well, Europe-trotting.
Yeah, or channel hopping.
Channel hopping.
Yeah, I went to the Tour de France earlier in the summer. That was great, just for the sort of final week there. I've got this cap, in fact. It was free. It's a good cap. freebie.
It's a very good cat. Did that come out of the what they call it, the caravan? That
No, it came out of the press room.
oh right, oh yeah,
Yeah.
Slightly better.
Although they were probably chucking them out in the caravan as well.
yeah.
But yeah, that was a good week.
It was
Really-
wet, wasn't it? It was a wet final.
Yeah, it did turn pretty wet, and because it had been so dry, I didn't, of course, bother to take a rainproof, which again,
Classic. And there's you having a go at me for not.
and I didn't have a spork either. So, but yeah, it was great. I mean, sort of going to the final stage in Paris and being there at Montmartre
Yeah.
was like quite a special experience.
Because that's aside from last year where they finished in Nice because the Olympics were taking place. This is the first time there hasn't been a sprint on the Champs-Elysees since 1989 when Greg LeMond did the time trial.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly the first time it hasn't finished on the Champs-Elysees, apart from Nice.
Yeah.
And actually, the Montmartre stage was set up like that. It went up the Montmartre climbs to celebrate 50 years of finishing on the Champs-Elysees.
That's a bit of a strange way of doing it, not to finish on the side.
Well, it's still finished on the Champs-Elysees,
Oh, right, okay.
but they put in Montmartre as well, which was obviously, that was in the Paris Olympics, and that was in a very cool spectacle. So they thought they'd get that, reprise that.
How many times did they go up there?
3 times.
Yeah, and I think it was obviously Podgoricari tried to get away, didn't he? But he was matched by
Wout van Aert.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Good
good
to see.
stage.
Good to see Van Aert.
Yeah.
A little while ago now, of course, but we've got the welter on at the moment, so as in the other half of my job, that's what I do, immerse myself in the world of pro cycling, and so that's kind of what I've been doing, as well as trying to do a little bit more on the bike. I'm up to every other day now.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
That's enough, isn't it?
It sort of keeps me
Do
ticking.
you need
over.
to ride every day? Do people, I know, people like to ride every day for their mental health, but I'm not sure it's necessary for physical performance.
Well, I find I get injured quite easily, so I can ride every day, but I have to take it reasonably easy every other day at least. So every other day works quite well for me.
Yeah.
Although I've been doing quite a lot indoors.
Yeah.
With the weather turning at the moment,
Yeah.
it's been sort of pretty wet here in the
It's your
UK.
platform of choice, James.
It is Zwift,
Right. Okay.
and that is it's always served me well.
Yeah.
So just totting a few miles there.
There's a lot of new bits and pieces coming out on Zwift. I've got insider information.
Were you allowed to share it, Steve?
It's not embargoed anymore, so it's not insider information, but there's a really interesting thing that they're introducing in November, which are power segments. So it's not how fast you do it, it's just how much power you can put out during this entire segment. So, from, I guess, 100 meters to, I don't know how long they're going to go on. It might be up to sort of, don't know, it could be 10K or something like that. But yeah, I'm looking forwed to that. So
for the
It
video
sounds like it was.
so I don't
pretty well.
have to, so I don't have to lose weight just yet.
It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Zwift is looking better than ever, I have to say. So yeah, I'm happy with that.
Well, Zwift, my whoosh, I recently did a Sunday Race Club race on my whoosh. That was madness because it involves money.
Yeah, right.
And the winner would actually get something like, there's prize money of like 300 grand or something.
Is it?
All in. But I've never seen, obviously I've done a lot of Zwift racing. I've never seen starts like this. This was because I was in one of the lower categories, because I was just sort of doing a piece on it. I was doing writing about it. So I just, entered a lower category. I thought I'd just be able to shuffle out the block, but everyone just went woof.
How do they combat cheating then?
Oh,
It's strict, isn't it?
very
Is it?
stringent vetting process. You've got a video yourself being weighed. You've got a video yourself being measured. You've got a video yourself doing a power passport test, which will determine what category you go in. You've got to video the race. You've got to video your trainer.
Yeah, but all trainers are different, though, aren't they? How do they overcome the discrepancy between?
You have to have a secondary power.
Okay.
It's like they have basically yeah, no stone has been left unturned.
So yeah, I guess if you're giving away that kind of cash, you're not going to do it lightly.
Yeah. So people come back and say, oh, you know, such and such was putting out, you know, 7 watts per kilo for 5 minutes. Well, he was, and he did, and he won, and here's the proof, you know.
Yeah. So yeah. I suppose talking about indoor training is usually pretty short, isn't it? Maybe we're erring away from the actual long part of going long.
No, but I
Although
think, you know,
you had a lot of success in the winter.
there's a place for indoor training,
Yeah.
a big place for it. You know, you sometimes you need to go short to go long. Sometimes less is more.
Exactly. Is that the catchphrase? That's the
Intelligent
catchphrase
that.
I'm going to use this winter.
You need to go short to go long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also one other thing worth mentioning, along the way, recently we've been in touch with Max Reeser, the triple Everesting record holder. He set that recently.
And what's the time? Can you remember?
No, I can't remember exactly. It was around 24 hours, maybe, what? No, I might have that wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it was 37. As I say, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's an
37
impressive
sounds
time.
cool.
It was a brand new world record. And he is going to appear on the Going Long audio podcast soon. And that's something worth, if you've just kind of parachuted into YouTube and spotted us here, check us out on the podcast platforms, because we have lots of interviews, lots of different interesting people.
We do.
Just waiting.
More
to-
interesting than us.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Going Long with Cycling Weekly on Spotify, Apple, all the rest of it. And
Yeah.
also follow us on Instagram, which is Going Long Adventure, and give us a like and a follow, and we would be very much appreciative of that.
To go back to the Everesting, where did he do it?
He did it on a local climb in Austria.
Okay.
So it was a climb literally out of his back door. So, yeah, really handy. And I guess you could just go straight home afterwards and lie on the bed, do nothing for 3 days.
We could potentially go home and like have a quick lie down, like in between each. But not that you would have done that. But
No,
there's no. I think let's not get into the weeds where Everesting, but
yeah,
I think you can break it up like that. It's just, yeah, you can't stop for more than a certain amount of time. Anyway, drop a comment in there if you'd like us to shut up about Everesting and get on with the topic at hand, which is me.
I mean, I'm afraid he's not joking. It's the Cotswolds 200, which you rode very recently, didn't you,
did.
Steve? In fact, last weekend.
Last weekend, and I should be praised for being able to get out here and actually speak, because I'm still, you know, in a certain amount of sleep debt, and I'm tired physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Steve, you look like that all the time, though.
I do actually, yeah. It's this sort of, I've got this sort of badge under the eyes look I've been rocking for the last 5 years. It was a tough paper round. What can I say?
So, Cotswold 200, this is like an established event, isn't it? In fact, it's one that you've done before.
I did it before.
You want to sort of tell us about how you sort of came to do it this time round?
Yeah, so I did it before in 2022. It's the Cotswolds 200 is a event put on by MTB Epics.
And that's 200 miles.
Yeah, it's 200 miles, but there are 100 mile and 300 mile routes as well. The clue is in the name here, MTB. So there's no sort of, you wouldn't want to turn up on a gravel bike. People did. Not entirely sure if they finish, but I think the MO of MTB Epics is to put some pretty gnarly single track in there. In fact, I spoke to Matt, the one of the co-owners of the company, and he said, we look for the funnest descents, you know, in the area. And fun for them. As we've already established on this podcast, you know, I'm not a brilliant descender. So I don't know why I entered it. No, I know exactly why I entered it, because I have unfinished business, basically. In 2022, I got 170 miles in, Then my Garmin file became corrupt and I was riding around a place called Stroud and the Cotswolds in circles, not knowing what my name was or where I was, or indeed, I just didn't know anything, to be quite frank with you. So yeah, 3 years later, I've gone back to have another blast.
So, I mean, like, when you approached it this time, what were the differences, I suppose, in how you prepared for it and what, the stuff that you took with you compared to the first time when it didn't go so well?
And I was more prepared. People who've been following the podcast will know that me and Dan have spent many, many hours up on the South Downs Way this year, which the terrain of which mimics to a fairly good degree the terrain in the Cotswolds. And, we spent hours, winching our bikes up really steep ascents. And so I went into there very well trained.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you guys have chatted on previous podcasts about the South Downs double, 200 miles. How would that compare to the Cotswolds 200?
This is a very interesting question, and one that didn't, that crossed my mind on numerous occasions throughout the Cotswolds 200. I thought, because, when you're in a ride, 20 hours into a hard ride, you think, whatever it is, you think, this is the hardest ride I've ever done.
Yeah.
For example, on the Cotswolds 200, then I'd hit a bit of tarmac that went on for about a mile, and such terrain, such surfaces don't exist on the South Downs Way. So South Downs Way double, which we've done, is always going to be the hardest 200 miles I have ever done. There's probably a harder 200 miles out there. Don't know where it is. But the Cotswolds 200 is incredibly hard. There's the same amount of climbing in it. So it's 20,000 feet over 200, which is similar to the South Downs Way double, but it's slightly easier.
Yeah, because the climbs in the Cotswolds, they're pretty full on, aren't they? They're obviously not alpine, but they're steep.
They're steep. They're steeper than the South Downs Way.
Yeah. Steeper than the South Downs Way.
They are steeper.
South Downs Way,
quite considerably. We're touching 25% on quite a few occasions. Take into account you're on a very gnarly surface. It's very rocky. Cotswold, you got Cotswold stone all over the place. And coming down those is hard, going up then is hard. It's tough. But the thing is, with that particular route, is there was quite a lot of tarmac involved. So then I could get down on my aero bars and just sort of, breathe.
But it was wet.
It was, yeah. I mean, we'll get to that later, but the last 5 hours was torrential.
Yeah.
Torrential rain. Yeah.
So when you went into it, did you have like a time in mind that you wanted to go for?
Absolutely.
I mean, sort of going into South Downs Way double, like you guys wanted to do it in 24 hours.
Yes.
So is that a similar thing?
Same applied. I set out, all I want to average is 10 miles an hour elapsed. It can't be that hard to ride a bike 10 miles an hour. But
You'd have thought so, but
it is, because you're getting off. There's so much hiker biking involved in the Cotswolds.
Yeah.
So much hiker biking. And I was on course for the first 4 or 5 hours. I was like 11 miles an hour elapsed. Then we hit some really hard stuff and I was off the bike. And so my initial plan, 24 hours, that started falling by the wayside at about 80 miles in. And then
you kept it on track for a little while then. That's not bad going.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, 26.
28.
Whereas like when we did the South Downs Way double, wasn't it, Dan? It was sort of like,
there's a point where you just think, right, I'm just going to finish it now.
Exactly.
And it'll take as long as it takes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that stage normally comes about halfway through. The event.
I think it's kind of quite nice when that kicks in because,
no pressure.
there's pressure. Yeah, it's just lifted.
Yeah, when you're putting pressure on yourself, you genuinely feel that pressure. You think, oh no, I've got to be moving quicker.
Yeah.
But then if you sort of take a step back and actually, now that target's gone,
Try and enjoy it.
just try and enjoy it.
Yeah.
So tell us about the setup then. Obviously, I'm guessing from what you were saying earlier, you rode the mountain bike, and did you take many bags?
Yes.
And what sort of equipment did you pack in those?
Yeah, so because it's September, so the nights are long. It's like a 10-hour night that I had to ride through, so I had to sort of double up on lights. Lucky I did, because my girlfriend, I charged my my exposure Diablo. I thought it was charged, and she unplugged it.
I thought I sent someone else about to get the blame there.
Yeah, she unplugged it unbeknownst to myself. So it got to sort of 7:30 in the evening. I turned it on, and it's starting to, did that flicking thing. I was like, "You are kidding me!" And then,
Did the air turn blue?
no, just a sort of pale azure. Yeah, just the occasional S,
Did she do it on
the
the
occasional W.
Did she do it?
No, she didn't. She was like, "I want to charge one of my things." Okay. But fortunately, I had I've got a Petzl running light, which proved to be magnifico.
Was that the only light you had then?
But I did have my big exposure light as
Okay.
well, but my bracket had broken. So when I got to the halfway point, I've tried to find some gaffer tape in Chipping Camden. They're like, "Nope, nowhere in Chipping Camden sells gaffer tape. Oh, nowhere at all. No, cable ties, no." So yeah, but I did have cable ties, but they didn't work.
The Petzl thing, did that go around your helmet all right?
Oh, I struggled, James, but I managed to squeeze it on. No, I put it over my helmet and then stuck it around my forehead. And I'm surprised that I haven't got a sort of laceration here, because it was like there. But it was amazing. It lasted for about 14 hours.
Yeah. You didn't take a power bank with you then?
I took a power bank with me, but I didn't have the cable for the for the exposure. I've only got the plug socket for the exposure. And I had, So, and I also took a bivvy bag, which I almost used, and all their sort of usual tools. Nothing out of the ordinary, just all the usual bits and pieces. Saddle bag, I had a re-strap thing, which flapped around.
Did you carry all of your food?
I carried a lot of food. In this occasion, I went nuts with dates and had a date with nuts. Check that out.
That's good.
Yeah. So I took a massive.
What does it mean though?
Surely it's self-explanatory. So I took dates. They're really good.
Yeah.
As I found out.
You like a date?
Yeah. I like a good date. And so I took them, put them in my pouch thing with some walnuts. So imagine the
my
calories.
secret, yeah.
Imagine the calories in there. Like, I also took carb powder, a lot of it. And I'll tell you something now, I'm not using it anymore.
Really?
Carb powder.
Yeah, I'm done with it.
Why?
Because it doesn't make me feel like drinking. It's too sickly.
Yeah.
I know Precision Fuel and Hydration have got one that is sort of neutral tasting, so I might try that.
That sounds like it'd be worth trying.
But I just, every time, oh my God, no, I can't. So now I just have all my calories.
Good for a backup though, surely.
Yeah,
Take
but
some
no,
gels,
I'll just take gels.
Bucket. Okay.
It's just the whole, when I have a drink of water, I just want water.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want it to taste of.
Yeah.
I mean, I think especially on a ultra distance kind of ride, 200 miles, obviously getting on for that. When you're drinking sort of sweet stuff all the time, it really does get a bit too much, doesn't it? Quite quickly. Not so bad on a 4 hour, 6 hour.
Yeah, 4 hour maybe. I wouldn't use carb mix for a 4 hour. I'd use gels. Now I'm done with the mix. I'm done with it officially. Unfortunately, if anyone's out there that can prove me otherwise and recommend something, that is palatable for, 12, 24 hours. I'm very much open to suggestions. But yeah, on this occasion, I just went water. Solid food.
And was it readily available?
Not really.
Or were you knocking on doors again?
No, I didn't have to knock on doors. What I did, because I've ridden this route before, I knew how badly provisioned the Cotswold is after dark for anything. Yeah. I mean, you can't find anything anywhere. So I stocked up massively. I bought like 4 litres of water and put it in my backpack. Yeah. Got some more Lucasade Sport, stuck them in my back pockets, filled up my bladder, I had loads. So I was like a camel, do you know what I mean? I was like...
well, it is a big thing, it's a major thing to take into account when you're doing these things is liquid, certainly.
Yeah, biggest thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose that counts for a lot of places, doesn't it? To go somewhere once darkness falls, especially after, say, midnight, 11 o'clock, supplies get harder and harder to find.
Yeah, especially if you're following a route that you don't want to deviate from.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're going to be going 3 miles off course to get to a 24-hour garage. And you're not motivated to do that.
No.
Because
that's a big detour.
Yeah.
When you're already doing a lot of miles.
Yeah. So even like going a mile up the road becomes a pain in the backside. You know what I mean? So, yes.
Did you stop anywhere though? Any garages, shops?
Yeah. Oh yeah. God, yeah. So getting to the halfway stage, so I got to Chipping Camden at the top. So it starts in Bath, goes to Chipping Camden at the top of the Cotswolds, which is a wending route of 100 miles. So I got there at about 9, so 12 hours it took me.
So you started at 9 in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got there at 9 and went in. I was starving when I got there. I just wanted savoury stuff. And I made a big mistake. I bought loads and loads of food. Honestly, the cashier was looking at me because I was filthy. I looked like the swamp thing. I look bad.
Yeah. I can
smelled
imagine.
like the swamp thing.
Yeah.
But a worse version thereof. And I just emptied out their sandwich fridge. All the usuals.
Yeah. Get a meal deal?
I got a meal deal, but that was just the icing on. That was just like, the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, that went deep into the pastries, your pasties, your ginsters, steak bakes. Your Lucasades.
Not to all eat at once, though. Or is that what happened?
Is that what went wrong, Steve?
They've got a really nice sort of, what do you call it? Like a bandstand type thing in Chipping Camden. It's not a bandstand, but it's a really nice place where you can just sort of sit in the middle. It's a lovely place. I had one sandwich and thought, oh, that's nice. Then I had another, and then another, and I was like, okay, right, I'm full now. Don't eat anymore.
So three sandwiches.
3 sandwiches I ate. But I was starving, hungry. And then an hour later, I took a massive wrong turn, went down a huge hill in the middle of a field, looked back up where I had to walk. I just thought, do you know what? I can't be arsed with this anymore. Started climbing back up the hill, and then I just lay down because the food had made me so fatigued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was about, 10:30 now, field. And I felt really comfortable. It's just like sort of, cozied up,
Did you get your bivvy out then?
No, I just put myself in the fetal position and sort of had a few more walnuts and thought I could stay here for a bit. And I started getting cold, so I had to get up. But yeah, I felt sick for the next 6-7 hours, basically, because I'd eaten all that. But strange thing was, sorry, I'm talking loads. The strange thing was I didn't have to eat anymore.
Yeah.
Although I was feeling sick, I still had energy.
Yeah.
I was nowhere near close to bonking.
Yeah. So the food was still releasing energy, but
really slowly.
Yeah. Do you think you're a bit dehydrated as well, or?
No, I don't think I was dehydrated because I was drinking loads of food, drinking loads of water. Sorry, yeah.
So it sounds like there's a few things to take away so far for anyone that's considering doing the
Don't
ride.
eat loads of food in one go. But
That would be one thing, but it's like ride a mountain bike,
yeah,
maybe with some aero bars or clip-ons
definitely
for the road sections.
100% for that extra position. Yeah,
Think about the supplies you're going to need in the night because there's nothing available.
definitely. From 9 o'clock onwards, you want to be stocked up already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I suppose you can keep in mind chipping Camden halfway round
Make sure you're there before
there's-
10 because the co-op
before
closes
10.
at 10.
Right, okay. If you can get there. So that's 100 miles in 13 hours.
Yes.
Okay, if you do that, then you'll get to the co-op. And if Steve hasn't been there before you, there might be something left.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And excuse the muddy prints on the floor. Yeah, yeah. Again, the people in the shop, they were, absolutely appalled.
This is a thing, though, isn't it? In like ultras, you turn up in a right old state
Yeah.
at some funny old times of the day and night.
Yeah,
And I remember we turned up at that garage once, and it was 2 o'clock in the morning.
yeah,
24-hour garage, and people were coming back from, being out on a Saturday night, and, you just think, oh my God, what do I look like?
yeah.
Um,
Well, it's actually a bit weird because, like, shortly it was about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning.
yeah.
I was out on a road, riding on a road, coming down back towards Bath. And, road was empty, and then a car came up behind me, or a van. I had lights on, I had a great rear light and,
Yeah.
my petrol headlight. He just beeped at me. It's like,
Yeah.
I really started feeling emotional at that point. Like, why are you doing this? You're so aggressive. It's like, come on.
That's how it is at 3 in the
Or
morning.
at least wind down your window and say something nice.
Yeah. You just want to get your story over, don't you?
Sorry?
You just want to get your story over to that person,
Yeah.
don't you? And explain the situation. And
This
Maybe
is
get a
what's
bit of
happening.
sympathy.
Yeah? I'm not
I've eaten 3 meals.
yeah,
I'm
worth it.
feeling sick.
I'm not weird. Well, I am a bit weird, but there's a reason I'm doing this. So, but yeah, it's always funny when you see people out at that time. They're like, it's a weird time to go on a bike ride.
Yeah.
It's a perfectly normal time to go on a bike ride. Thank you very much.
Is if you're an ultra rider
Yeah,
or an adventure rider or
or
a
a bike
bike
packer. Yeah,
So you did the first 100 odd miles in 13 odd hours.
12 hours. Thank you very much.
12 hours.
Continue.
How did the following 100 miles go? And how long
Badly.
did it take?
Really,
Of course.
really badly.
Tell us more.
James. Really badly. Okay, it started really well because I had a moment with a badger. Basically, normally when I see badgers, they just run in front of you, don't you?
Yeah. They're panicked, aren't
Yeah, they panic. They
don't like
scuttle
the
away.
Yeah.
But this time, I was climbing a hill. I was going very slowly, therefore not making a lot of noise. And I came up to a badger, and he hadn't seen me, despite the fact that my petrol light was, pumping out 700 lumens. And I just saw he was just grazing by the side of the trail, and
It's beautiful.
it took him about 5 to 10 seconds to realize I was there, and I had a really good look at him and really appreciated, for just a moment, it was just me and him
Yeah.
or her.
Well, that's
them.
quite nice because usually they're gone in a moment, aren't they?
Yeah. But
So
after
you get to see one.
when he did see me or she did see me, I've never seen anything bolt so quick. It looked like, when you see a brown bear, like, in the videos, like running through the forest, it looked like that. He just bowled away up onto a field. But that was a really nice moment. And that was like, for me, one of the moments of the trip. Sounds weird.
But sounds great.
You're a nature lover, Steve.
It's stuff like that.
Better than lying in a field feeling sick.
Yeah, that wasn't great. So that was a good bit. Then at about 5 o'clock in the morning, my Garmin went mad, and it just started directing me into the middle of a wood.
Yeah.
And
So when you say it went mad, what actually happened?
it basically, it kept going beep, 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 and going, go that way, then go that way. And then I couldn't work out which way I was supposed to go. And I looked at my phone, it had no signal whatsoever because I was in the middle of a wood by this time. And I had to scramble through a forest. Then I ended up on a private farm, like really undulating. I was wheeling the bike all the time. So I was scrambling around there for about half an hour, 45 minutes, just waiting to get shot by the farmer. Fortunately, he didn't come out. I sort of already had my story ready. I was like, forgive me. Yeah, fortunately that didn't happen. And then it started to rain. And I'm not talking about a little bit of rain, gentlemen. I'm talking about biblical proportions of water.
In fact, there is a little clip of it, of these biblical proportions, isn't there? On
Going on adventure, Instagram, check it out. Yeah, and it rained until I finished at 1 o'clock the following day.
Right.
At 1 o'clock on the Sunday.
Yeah.
So 28 hours it took me. But yeah, the rain was absolutely savage. But in a way, it was good. Ask me why.
Why? Why, Steve? Why is it good?
Because if you stop pedaling, you freeze to death.
Yes.
If you don't stop pedaling, you get closer to where you want to be.
So it made you keep going forward,
Basically,
right?
my elapsed time in this ride was better than any other elapsed time I've ever ridden.
Yeah,
because
you just wanted to get to the
just
end.
wanted to get to
So
the end.
you mean you didn't stop?
Just didn't
Basically,
stop.
yeah.
I mean, I think my elapsed time was still like 4 hours more. I think I sort of wasn't pedaling for 4 hours.
Okay.
I did have a little moment in a bus shelter at 3-4 in the morning where I just sort of closed my eyes and tried to sleep. I think just like that, just like, you know, with my head in my hands. And but yeah, I couldn't manage that. But yeah.
Was there not a bench or something?
There was a bench, but I just didn't want to lie down. Yeah, I just didn't fancy it. Yeah, but yeah, so it was all right. It was all right. I was quite happy with the 28-hour finish and really happy to have completed the whole thing. Obviously, you know, it was jeopardized and somebody said, well, why didn't you just stop in the rain? For the simple reason that if I stop, I need to get to a train station, and that's probably close, you know, because
By the time you got on a train, you'd be halfway back to Bath anyway.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, but yeah, really happy to have got that one under my belt, and you know, I've put to bed, you know, that 2020,
Exercise those demons.
yeah, that 2022 mishap. So yeah, really happy with that, and a great event. Take a mountain bike for God's sake,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and do some downhill sort of skills lessons prior to going. Yeah.
And when it comes to sleep, I mean, I know you mentioned that you did try and get some kip in, but would you recommend that to other people, or is it a ride that you could more or less push on through
Well,
without too much trouble?
yeah, I mean,
it's one night mixed, isn't it?
100% take a bivvy bag, you know. Oh, I think 100% because
As in a sort of an emergency bag, plastic one, or an actual bivvy bag.
yes, I mean something you can get relatively comfortable in and stay warm, because you know you can't take, because you are out there on some occasions, and this is quite a long way from.
It's a bit of a staple though, surely, like having, you know, an emergency bivvy bag, like,
Yeah.
or, you know, something foil at least. It's, you know, you need it really. I think.
For an overnight thing.
Yeah.
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 But okay, 24 hours is reasonably easy to ride without sleep. You know, reasonably easy. It's not easy at all, but it's relatively easy.
It's one night, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, so if you think you can do it in 24 hours, you'll probably be all right. If not, you know, there's plenty of places, plenty of bus stops around, and churches and abandoned buildings and farm outhouses that you could stay in, barns and stuff like that. So, you know, yeah.
Great stuff.
Well done you.
And not to mention exercising those demons, you also finished pretty high up the rankings, didn't you?
Finished fairly high up the rankings. Yeah, I was 4th out of 5. No, I was 6. No, out of I think it was 25, 30, but there was a lot of DNSs and a lot of DNFs as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of people understandably called it quits, when the rain started coming down. Yeah. But yeah, happy to get that one done, and that'll be my last big event of the year.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, yeah, well done. I mean, you've done a few lately and got some pretty serious mileage in your legs.
I have, yeah.
Do you not consider the UK Gravel Champs a big event
Which I'm doing
this weekend?
This weekend, yeah. Not really. It's only 120k.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms, obviously, it is a big event
Yeah.
in terms of, the proportion of the sort of the event, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But the mileage is quite small.
And I'm not going
compared
to
to
be
what you've
riding.
been
I'm
doing.
just going to be riding around it rather than. I don't know. Obviously, I'll probably get caught up in the moment. We're talking about the British National Gravel Championships here in Dolby Forest, by the way. And there's a time trial which I'm also doing on the Friday, which is 13.4k. And then the open event on the Saturday is 120k.
Yeah.
But I'll probably get caught up in the moment and try and hopefully cling on to some more mid-pack mediocrity.
Well, I can tell you because I have actually ridden that course.
Oh, yeah.
I went to preview it earlier this year, and there's not a lot of flat in it. It's all down and up.
And what's the gravel like? Is it smooth?
The gravel's nice.
Right.
Yeah, it's like proper sort of, what do they call it? Champagne gravel, really.
right.
Yeah.
Can I use road shoes?
Well, you're not going to do any hiker biking, so you could potentially.
I might take my pedals with me and do that. Yeah. See if I can average more than 100 watts. I don't know. My power's completely gone now. I did a little workout on Zwift yesterday, and it was like
You had a little race, didn't you? You were racing on Zwift, is that right?
yesterday.
Yeah.
God no.
Oh.
No, I just did a what do you call it? A robot ride where I just popped around the course at 2.6 watts per kilo. Yeah, but yeah. Okay, that was that.
And then that leaves us time for our thing of the week, I think.
Thing of the week, aka what's in the pack.
Still refining that one, obviously.
What's in the pack? You got anything?
What's in the pack?
Yeah.
Not compared to what
What's
you've been
in the pack?
wandering around with.
Have you?
I had a really good idea. As discussed, I'm going to need a bit more time to actually remember what it is, so you can do your thing.
Okay. My what's in the pack item this week is my BBB rear light. Photo here, video here. I bought it in the Peak District in a place called Hope. Is it Hope?
Hope Valley.
Hope Valley. Hope
Yeah.
Valley.
Hathersage, maybe?
No, it was Hope itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is, there's a very famous bicycle components company
Yeah.
based there as well.
Yeah, Paul Oldham, Three Peaks winner on multiple occasions, works there. Alistair's, who's the other guy that won the Three Peaks? Rob Jebb.
Yeah.
Does he work there?
I don't know.
Who can you find out, please?
You can find out.
You're the one that seems to have the staff list, Steve.
Yeah, anyway, this BBB light, it cost me 15 quid. I bought it just because it was a really, really foggy day. And I'd been riding up, what's the big climb that comes out of
Tall? Winners Pass.
Winnett's Pass. I've been riding up Winnett's Pass, and the higher I got to the top, the foggier it got. I mean, it was dense. And this guy, this northern guy, this guy from that area, he shouted out the window, get some fucking lights, like that. And I was like, oh, okay, we'll do. So I came back down Winnett's Pass, went to Hope. I spent 15 quid on what has been the best light I've ever bought. It lasts for such a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing goes for days
Yeah.
on little charge.
Yeah. Is that a couple of like AAAs in there, or
No, it's
it's a chargeable one?
yeah.
Okay.
So
I think with rear lights, it's amazing how good some of the stuff at the budget end of the scale is. I mean, I used to have a Lifeline rear light that cost me about the same amount of money from Wiggle back in the day, I think. And it was so good. It was always so good. It lasted forever. And I mean, it fell off my pack somewhere around the Rebellion Way, I think. But before then, it was brilliant.
Cool.
It's probably still going.
It probably is, mate.
Beep, beep.
Probably is.
All right. Okay. That wraps up that. Yeah. BBB rear light. Amazing. Yeah. But as apart from that, I think that wraps up this episode. Sorry, and thank you for indulging me there. I know I talked a lot about me, but yeah, this was a very good, this is my last big event of the year, and it runs every September, Cotswolds 200 with MTB Epics. So
hopefully some, people took something from that for, if there's something that they wanted to have a go at, then they'll certainly sort of go a little bit forearm there. From this.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. I hope I haven't just been waffling. But yeah, thanks again for joining us, and we will see you again next week.